lives, and we're all starting that next chapter, which we're starting to do. But I definitely wanted to do do my job by ending the chapter of youth football for these young men. You know, I think the accomplishment of making an all-star team is something that most people don't realize how hard it is to do, and how appreciative we are as a coaching staff for these young men, dedicating their time, dedicating their effort to progressing and improving upon their craft, which is football. You know, I told you guys when you first started this process with me that this will be a journey, and this is just the beginning of the journey. Although youth football is coming to an end, high school football is starting to begin. High school athletics is going to start to begin for a lot of these young men. And having a great send-off into high school athletics, I feel for me as well as my staff, we want to make sure these guys understand how well they're appreciated, that we're here to support you throughout that next journey as much as we possibly can, and that we're some of your biggest fans. You know, having people in your corner when all the bullets get flying, all the stuff starts to hit the fan, and you're out there grinding, to know that you have people in your corner is a huge deal. You know, for someone like myself who was fortunate enough to play a lot of years of football and be around a lot of great players, those things wouldn't have happened without great people in my corner. Those people in my corner who picked me up when I got beat up, those people in my corner who told me to keep fighting when stuff got hard. I got to stop from sitting back when stuff got hard. I had people there to pick me up, dust me off, get me back into the fight, and teach me that I had to keep fighting that whole time. So we're here. These coaches and these gentlemen that you see, we're cornermen. That's what we do. We pick you up, we dust you off, we get you back in the ring, we polish you up, we teach you techniques. We try our best to help you fight for as long as you can fight in this athletic venue, which is called high school sports, high school football, basketball, whatever it may be. But the ultimate venue in which we fight is called life. We all want to be successful in life. We all want to have prosperous life that we go throughout, and we're going to be here to help you gentlemen do that, okay? So before we get started, I want to get you guys Mr. Holt, who's been a gentleman in my corner for a long time. Most of you guys don't know, Mr. Holt was my counselor when I was at the U of A, when I came in as a knucklehead, didn't know what I wanted to study, didn't know what I wanted to do, chasing every girl on the U of A campus. That was my goal. He sat me down and he would help me focus on the things that meant more. And he would tell me the things that I needed to do to help guide myself to become a productive young man, not only in this community, but in society as a whole. So I'm gonna have Mr. Holt, who's on his way out as TYF president. This is his last year. You guys are his swan song. This is his last all-star team. So I want you guys to know how special he is, not only to me, but how special you guys are to him as young football players, okay? So we'll have Mr. Holt go real quick, okay?
Hey guys, real quick, that car we've been sitting in my garage for a while, man. Finally came and picked it up. That's all. I just want to tell you thank you to all the parents that's been with us since your kid might have been in flag, all the way up to now. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. I've been with TYF for 35 years. My son, you know, has played, left, went to college. My daughter's leaving to go to college next fall. She got a scholarship to go to Howard University, play softball. So it's been interesting. And I haven't had a kid in the program for 8, 9 years, 10 years. You know what I mean? No kid. So I knew why I was doing what I did. And I can honestly sit here and tell you parents that I think I made a difference. I think we made some positive changes. When I took over, there were some things that were going on and that were happening that I could put my foot down and say, no, we ain't doing it that way. You know, like this all-star team. It was either $500 or nothing to go to Florida. I give them $7,000. This year I paid $8 for the uniform, $8,100 or $8,200. And I took the bill and gave it to the treasurer. He said, Julius, you went over. I said, yeah, this is my last year out here. You know, but we had it was there. It's their money. It's TYF's money, so we supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Our goal is to take care of you guys. Make sure you have a great experience. And the thing is, I hope each and every last one of y'all that went to Florida, don't allow that tournament or those games, be it win or lose, define who you are. Because each one of you individually are special. Each one of you individually can do something long term. It's a matter if you choose to do it. Now, are the odds in your favor? Not really. And I ain't just speaking to you, I'm talking about the teams you played too. Because we're talking about 6% of kids that go to college and play football. That's the number, 6%. There's 5,700 kids in the transfer portal right now that had scholarships somewhere else. And they're in the transfer portal. Out of that 5,700, only 1,600 kids have gotten a scholarship offer somewhere else. That should tell you something. And I'm talking about guys that have experience. Now you're talking about high school kids in 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. You're going to be competing with them. So you got to be on your game. Your grades got to be right. My daughter will tell you, she come home, first thing she do, homework. You got any research? Research. It's your phone game. Well, I wasn't the best student in high school. Matter of fact, I went to a junior college because I didn't know what the hell it was. Like they never told me about going to college. They just told me I was going to be in the military or dead, or strung out on drugs. That's the message I got growing up in D.C. So now I really preach that to my children. But you parents need to know that this program has been successful because of the parents that have supported it. Next year, TYF will be around for 52 years. 53 years. That's a long time to just say something. You know, regardless of people, if teams want to leave or whatever, you know, that's their choice. You can't, you know, it's like my man Howard Stern say, you know, when you got something that's original, it can't be replaced. You can try. It can't be replaced. He can never be replaced. And I listen to Howard Stern every day, even though he has some things that I don't agree with, but I still listen to him for entertainment purposes since I'm retired. You know, I want to thank Bam. Bam wasn't a difficult student, but he was a pretty boy. So I can tell you that. But he wasn't a difficult student. Bam worked hard. He worked hard. And Coach Kenny, both these coaches right here, I just want to let you know, these are great guys. Our business manager over there, you know, she did an awesome job. What she had to do and what she had to deal with in Florida, it wasn't easy, huh? It wasn't easy managing all that stuff. You know, making sure we had food, making sure we had some place to go eat, all that. And some people might say, well, you know what? We went here, we told you before we go. We'll eat at a lot of venues that have all you can eat and stuff like that because it serves our purpose. You know, we ain't going to Ruth's Chris. You know, that ain't gonna happen. Hello? My man Ray bobbing his head. My wife and I go there every year in Vegas for our anniversary. And trust me, it ain't a me thing, it's a her thing. I go to McDonald's for my anniversary and be fine. But that's what she wanna do. And I look at that bill, and my wife would tell you if she was here, I don't pay no bills. I have a card. All I ask my wife is I need to get me a sandwich or get me some gas. That's all the money I need. She takes care of everything else. You know, I don't go to the bank. I don't do none of that. I trust what she does because she's better at it than me. Okay? So when you young men get home tonight, and I'm not BSing you, sit with your parents. Pull them to the side. And you need to seriously thank them. And I'm being honest with you. You need to thank them because they made sacrifices for you. If you've been doing this since flag up to now, trust me, they made sacrifices. And if you take any of that for granted, pity on you. And I can say that. I lost both of my parents when I was in the 5th grade. 30 days apart. Never got to see me play football. Never got to see me go to college. Never got to see me get all the awards in my high school. I was a student athlete of the year. They never saw that. You can't take it for granted, man. Even if you can't have a long conversation and just say thank you. Give hug. Don't be afraid to hug your dad. And if you need to kiss him, don't be afraid to kiss him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I kiss my kids all the time. Hug your mama until she tell you to stop hugging. I'm just being honest with you. Hug her as long as she wants. If she's still hugging you, you hug her. And say thank you. And get ready for high school, man. It ain't gonna be easy. Some of you guys are going to some competitive high schools. Micah Mountain, Siena, South Point, CDO, Ironwood. You know, some of you guys are going to some schools that's going to be very competitive. And you're going to find yourself, you're going to say, damn, I ain't make varsity. And you need to figure out what it is you need to do. You need to remember what they taught you. They never gave up on y'all, did they? Hello? I can't hear you. No. Did they ever give up on y'all in Florida? No. Did Coach Bam give up on you in Florida? No. Did your parents give up on you in Florida? No. They showed up, didn't they? And they clapped, and they yelled, and they screamed, they probably said some things to the officials that we didn't get the right call. But that's football. Hello? That's football. So I want to say thank you. I'm going out, people said, Javier was asking, what am I going to do? Nothing. I retired from my real job 4 years ago. I got a beautiful garage, huh? TV, couches.
He's taking orders for woodworking.
That's what I do. I do woodwork. Y'all need something done, a bench, garden box, step stools, whatever. If you need a workstation, I build those too. And trust me, didn't know how. Didn't know how to do it. My wife bought me all this stuff, and I'm going, YouTube. The kids stay on YouTube. I think they still stay on YouTube. And I'm on there Googling, how you make this? And I just follow the direction. So them woodshop classes I took in high school, they work. So if any of you guys decide you don't want to do nothing in college, you're going to get a trade. Get a trade, get a skill. Because I'm telling you, if I was young like you guys and college wasn't on my agenda, I'd become a welder. I'm going to become a welder or a plumber. I got a friend of mine, a kid that I used to mentor. He's a welder right now. That kid's making $27 to $30 an hour. And they pay for all his travel expenses, his hotel, his food, and everything. And I thought this kid was a knucklehead. I thought he was going to end up somewhere where I might have to go visit him. He'll write me, call me, Mr. Holt, thank you. That's all it is. And I'm sure you guys will do that with Coach Bam and the rest of the coaches. Okay? But again, when you get home tonight, help your parents, man. Say thank you. Okay? And work. If you ain't putting in that work today, you ain't getting ready for high school. I'm going to be honest with you. If you ain't putting in the work starting today or tomorrow, you ain't getting ready for high school. Okay?
Thank you, Coach.
So thank you guys.